Sheri Berger is founder of Here to There Consulting. She is a process and procedure architect. She expertly helps companies manifest their visions by creating uniquely designed systems that transform business. Transformed businesses often lead to transformed lives. Sheri has over 20 years of experience leading, consulting, training, and mentoring companies from small businesses to large corporations. A business owner herself for over 15 years, Sheri knows how to balance all business functions. The result is all business functions working harmoniously. Clients call her the process whisperer because she knows what it takes to create bottom line success. Sheri has a passion for discovering the individual challenges of each client and creating productive and profitable business systems. She is known for taming chaotic, overwhelming situations by implementing uniquely individualized processes and procedures. When Sheri is not growing businesses, she enjoys spending time with family and friends, whether at the pool, the lake, or traveling. She especially likes to have friends and family over to play cards or games and hang out at her backyard fire pit. If you are ready to experience business harmony, call Sheri. Please welcome Sheri Berger.
Well, thank you so much.
Oh, there we go. And we're off.
And now if I could go back. All right. Now that we got our screen up, we got me up here, maybe I can talk about what I really want to talk about. So should I tell you what I'm going to talk about? Oh, wait, I'm going to talk about goal setting. We are halfway through the year. We're going into the second half. Can you guys believe it's July? It's the third quarter. Does everybody have their worksheet in front of them? I hope you do, because I have a couple questions for you. Did you have a plan for this year? Oh, and don't tell me 2020 didn't go the way I wanted it to, so I don't have a plan for 2021. That's not going to work, guys. Do you guys have a plan? How did these last months go? How has your 2020 gone so far compared to what your plan was? Do you have a way to go back and review it to see what went well and what might need to be changed? Business owners are always told to have a plan for their year. So are you overwhelmed by the thought of having a business plan? Do you even go back and look at your business plan once you write one, or if you write one? I hear people say all the time that I hate writing business plans. So I came up with a one-page success plan, because for the longest time, I would fight with my clients. I would say, you need to write your business plan. Why don't you have a business plan? You know what I felt like? I felt like a teacher in junior high. Do you remember that? Back in junior high when you'd be told, you got to do your homework, get your homework done. Where's your business plan? Yes, I didn't like that thought or the way that came across. So I decided to evaluate why. So I started asking people, why are you so anti-business plan? I don't even know how to write a business plan, is what people would tell me. Or business plans don't even work. And it feels like a waste of time. And my business does not need a business plan. Did you hear me? Your business doesn't need a business plan? I didn't even know how to respond to that. But that changed once I showed them how to write a one-page success plan that worked for them. Writing up a one-page success plan can be easier than you think. So today we're going to talk about those two kinds of plans. Our business plan. Yes, a business plan. It consists of formatting, writing all the explanations, spending 3 to 6 months researching, getting all of the details, all the plans, and you need to read it once a month, revise it quarterly, annually. Now, I would suggest that you do this once a year. And if you want a bank loan, you need an official business plan. But most people throw it over to the side and they never look at it until the next year. So as a business coach, this was frustrating me. This is still important to evaluate once a month or once a quarter, especially if you're a new or a restructuring business, because it can be vital. No, we cannot totally get away from the business plan. We still need one, but we could simplify it. So I came up with a one-page success plan for the year. Now, I would rather you have a one-page success plan than no plan at all. You look at the one-page success plan multiple times a day. You can laminate it. You can put it in your office. It's amazing how much more will happen in the year if you have a one-page success plan. Plan to review it daily and keep focused, because you are going to have it written down, and you can focus on it and you can see where you're trying to move to. But do you know what's more important than a business plan? Yes, there's something more important in the business plan. I know you're saying that you're a business and a financial coach, and you're saying that there's something more important than a business plan. And yes, I am. Let me tell you what's even more important than writing a business plan. Many times we just go through life. We go through a past relationship, and the relationship just doesn't work. It could be a friendship, it could be a spouse, and then you go into your next relationship, which also just doesn't work. That happens again and again. 4 years go by and you're asking yourself, why don't I have a steady relationship? Or why don't I have healthy relationships? Why aren't any of my relationships working out? Why is my marriage a mess? And why is my business a mess? This keeps happening to you because every time one of these things don't go right, you fail to ask yourself what you could have done differently. What will you change about the next one? Do you see a trend? What isn't working? These are things that we need to evaluate. People do the exact same thing people do the exact same thing with their business plan. All you think about is the next year. What's more important is the year that just passed. I know you're saying 2020 just went by and it was a roller coaster and it was a mess. I get it. But what did you learn? In order to predict the future, you have to study the past. So what happened last year for you? What went right? Make sure to review last year's business goals. What worked and what didn't work? And we could even look back to last quarter, the first quarter, the second quarter, right? Personally, I gauge my years based on the percentages of goals that I wrote down. Did you hear me? That I wrote down, which became a reality. If less than 50% of my goals became a reality, that tells me something. It tells me that I either didn't give my best effort or that I didn't have the best strategies in place. By the way, it's usually the lack of structure in my effort. Did you hear me? Write that down. It's the lack of the structure in my effort. And some people like to blame the lack of their success on the market or other factors beyond their control. Great. I'll give you that grace 1% of the time. You can forgive you for that, because 99% of the time, you need to focus on what you can control, and you have control over most of it. So these are some things that we need to think about. The impact of relationships on your business. When your relationships aren't happy, your business is not happy. Imagine trying to grow a business when you're arguing night and day with your spouse or your teenager. If you're like me, I had 3 teenagers at once. That could be interesting, right? So it's hard to get a sales presentation when you and your partner get in text fights. When you go to meetings, they won't want to do business with you because they sense your stress or that something is wrong. So I decided to evaluate everything that's connected to business. So I started looking at my business and everything that was connected to it. 6 important areas in your life that need to stay balanced in order to be successful in your business and your life, but in your business. For those of you that are spiritual, or you could just say your mindset, right? Everything starts with mindset. That too is connected to your business. And spirituality is about mindset as well, right? Are you spending enough time in scripture or prayer or meditation? Personal relationships impact your business. Your spouse, your partner, your kids, friends, the people that you choose to hang around, that impacts you. It matters. If you have poor health, that impacts your business. If you gain 40 pounds, you'll have low energy and get tired easily. If you get a lot of headaches, you might need glasses. That'll impact you. These physical things can impact your business. Personal development. We need to keep growing. If we don't grow, we're actually shrinking as a person. To be the best version of yourself, you need to be growing. Use your brain muscles. You can become a better version. Now, I love it when people tell me I don't like to read. Fine. You don't need to read, especially in this time and age. You know, there's podcasts that you can attend. You can listen to books on tape. You can listen to podcasts. You can go to Podcast Addictive. You can go to seminars like this that you are on. And congratulations for being here to do some personal growth. Always keep growing in your personal life and your business. If you're not growing, then you're limiting yourself. Keep growing. First of all, it keeps you young. And who wants to get old? And finance issues impact your business. Because I'm stressed out over finances and I don't have a plan or a budget, that's going to affect your business. This all affects your business. And yes, you need to evaluate your business strategies, but we need to evaluate it all as a whole. So gauge how you're doing in all these areas in the past year. Looking at that good, that bad, and that ugly. What would have you done differently? What didn't work? Are there things that you can control and change? The good, the bad, and the ugly. Look at your worksheet on page 2. Let's look over all those areas. And you can see and give yourself a little bit of rate. How is your mindset? Your spirituality, your relationships, your health, your personal growth, your business, and your finances. With health, you could look at what you could do differently. Do you eat way too much bread? Or do you maybe say, I need 1 piece of chocolate and it ends up being a whole box? So you have way too many sweets? Do you become lethargic in the afternoon and can't reach to your fullest potential? Maybe you used to go for a walk, but now you don't anymore. Why not? Maybe you used to go to the gym and now because of 2020, you stopped. Why aren't you doing some other kind of physical activity? Let's say that you find all those mistakes in your relationship, in your spiritual growth, in your health, in your business, in your finances. You say you're going to give up some things and make sacrifices, and you didn't do it. You're still watching a lot of TV. Look at all the trends and what you said you would do and didn't do. I know this is facing the truth. It hurts. It sucks. Let's just be real. And it isn't fun, but facing it will help you have a better year, be a better version of yourself, have a better vision, and have a better life. If you can't admit what has to be changed or needs to change, then you can't improve in your business and your life. You have to be willing to sacrifice and make changes. Now, I know. You know what you need to do right now? Breathe. Everybody just take one deep breath in and breathe right back out. I've thrown a lot at you. What needs to change is what we need to ask now. Next, you need to look at what you need to change in these different areas. For example, business, maybe you need better systems. I can help you with that. You may need to hire new people. You may need to write things down. How much do you need to expand your business? Write it down. Did you hear me? Write it down. It can't just be in your head. We have to write out our goals. So how are you going to do it? Next, you need to look at how you're going to accomplish these things that you just wrote down. This is the part where you write in that long page business plan that I talked about, that of course I can help you with if that's where you want to go. But you need to create a mathematical formula. I love it when people say algebra. I'm never going to use it. I know I just said that word, algebra. I hope you all just woke up. Yes, because if I do X times Y plus Z, I will make $1 million. Did you write down the formula? Do you want to make $1 million? Do you want to make 3,000 this month? What do you want to do? So if you do X times Y plus Z equals what? See, those are all variables that we need to look at. So you can give yourself a formula to hit those numbers. So find your balance by researching your past and writing things down for these 6 categories. Your mindset, your spirituality. Do you want to grow from here to there? Yes, I made my pun. Your relationships. What do you want? Your health. What do you want? Your personal growth. What is important to you? What do you want to grow in? Do you want to be a better wife? Be a better mom? Be a better, I guess I'd be a parent, right? Be a better business owner? Be better at finances. Where do you want to grow? Business. What are your goals for the second half? Finances. Where do you want to be? What is your goals? For example, with relationships, if you're single, consider if you want to be married. I know somebody was joking and they said, hey, I'll borrow your husband. You know what? There's pros and cons to being married or not being married, right? Grass can always look greener on the other side. But if you are married, consider if you want kids. And if you're married, do you spend enough time with your spouse? And if you have kids, do you spend enough time with them? Or are there some relationship issues that you might need to address? Do you need better friends? Did you hear what I said? Do you need better friends? Do you need more supportive relationships? What is it? Write it down so that you can come up with a plan. So now you start writing things down. For instance, in the area of finances, let's just hypothetically say that you're going to save $3,000 a month. Or do you want to save 50,000 or 100,000? Whatever the number is, now be realistic, but write it down. Now we have our one-page business plan. Once you write out all the details of what you want, where you want to go, the next step is to write your one-page plan that you can laminate and look at every day, hanging it in your office. Give your success plan a title. Every year, there's a new campaign. What will this coming year be for you? Here are some of my favorites from 2021. The year of recreating yourself. That's a phenomenal start for anyone, but yours may be the year of explosion, the year of growth, the year of expansion. You figure out what those current words are and give it a title. What will the new year represent to you, or the second half of 2021? What do you want? Give it a name. Next, you're going to write 3 goals. 3 goals for each of these areas and 3 habits for each of them. For example, one of my favorite goals that I did back in 2010 is I created a habit of running my credit score once a month. I also keep track of every single one of my financial accounts, my mutual funds, my stocks, my investments, and I always analyze them on the 19th of the month. And I also intentionally, did you hear the word intentionally? Stay out of debt. So I drive paid for cars. I don't go into debt. So other goals for health was losing weight. So you could break that down, like weighing 190 pounds. I want to weigh 140 by July 2022. So I need to lose 50 pounds. So I could eat better, walk 3 miles 2 times a week, and do strength training 3 times a week. And you know, the last 3 years, I've had some on and off health problems. That happens to us all. So we can have setbacks, but restarting and having a plan and moving forward is always so important. And be sure to do daily reviews and sacrifices. The thing that this one sheet does for you is allows you to review it daily. You can use it to drive your initiative. It's in your face, and it reminds you of your habits and goals. You have to make sacrifices. Evaluate what habits you want to replace to meet these goals. TV. Do you watch too much of it? Drinking or smoking, or do you sleep in and maybe get up a little early? Don't worry, we all have a vice. What are you willing to sacrifice this year or the second half of 2021? That's the effort and the strategy of a 1-page success plan. The more we spend on the strategy, the better the 1 page you can write. But just getting a 1-pager together is great, and we can grow along the way. Before we start this 1-pager that I just talked about, be sure to know your non-negotiables. Like my family, we always go to church on Sunday, right? We just grew up that way. That's what we do. So that's a non-negotiable. Spending time with my husband is a non-negotiable. So at 9 o'clock every night, I spend time with my husband. It's a non-negotiable. So prioritize your health. Some people, that's a non-negotiable. Focusing on your career. The list shouldn't be too long. Maybe 3 to 5 things that truly matter. Your daily non-negotiables or small things that you plan to do, even if you're crazy busy, even if it's cold outside, even if it's not feeling fantastic, even if these self-care items are mandatory. And they can happen like semi-automatic. Like, who here skips brushing their teeth? It can become like brushing your teeth. Your non-negotiables are what you say yes to. Everything else is optional. And when you start saying yes to your non-negotiables, saying no to other requests becomes simple. For example, if daily exercise is non-negotiable, the next time someone asks you to do something that interferes with your workout, saying yes to your non-negotiable and your no becomes clear cut because you know what that is. Spending time with your family on Sunday is on your non-negotiable list. When the PTO or the neighbor next door or somebody else asks you for a favor, for the option to work overtime for that day, to work in your business that day, you know you're going to say no. Now, it may seem selfish at first, but you decide in this example to put your family first, and that deserves a yes, or to put going to church first, or put your health first, that deserves a yes. The more you say yes to what truly matters, the easier it is to find your own version of balance in your life. Why continue to struggle with saying no? Instead, get better at saying yes. Say yes to your non-negotiables. So you may say, man, I wish I had this format. Yes, because what I'm giving you today is about balancing plus goals will equal success. Because I love educating business owners with those tools to balance life, business, and finances. And you can do it. In your notes today is your one sheet worksheet that looks just like this. So what we would do for spirituality is, what is your goal? To grow stronger in my faith, to grow stronger in my mindset. What is it? If it was to grow stronger in your faith, one of your habits could be, I'm going to do my devotion and pray every morning and spend the first 30 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes or an hour in the morning spending my time on prayer and my devotion. If it's to get a better mindset, I'm going to do my affirmations every single morning. I'm going to spend 15 minutes talking to myself in the mirror, like Terry Ann talked about, saying how great I am. Nothing is wrong with that. That's your goal, to get a stronger mindset. Financial habits. I'm going to have a budget. I'm going to have a plan every month. And I'm going to sit down with my significant other and come up with a plan. That would be a habit if you want to get a better financial. Maybe you want to become debt free. Maybe you want to retire by a certain number. Do you know that retirement is not an age? It's actually a number. I know, write it down. So many people think it's an age. Retirement is a number, not an age. But we've been taught that that's not true, but that can be your reality. Health. Health is a choice, right? Taking care of yourself, putting your air mask on before you take care of others, that's so important. So what habits do you need to do? Eat healthier, work out more, go for a walk. I know me, I'm a better mom. I'm a better businesswoman. I'm just a better person if I go for a walk or go for a swim, because I can come back and give to others. Your business, what are some habits you need to do? Maybe you do need to start working on that business plan. I could help you with that. Does a lot of this make sense? If it does, I'm more than willing to sit down and have a one-on-one with you and a cup of coffee. But what kind of goals are you going to make for your business? Family. I want to have a better marriage. You know, my marriage goes better if I spend about an hour every evening with my husband. My husband works a lot. He's a UPS driver, works 12-hour days. Sometimes I have to say no to times I could hang out with my friends in the evening or be on a Zoom. But I choose to spend time with my spouse. So what are those? Do you want to eat dinner once a week? When my kids all became teenagers, that was one of my requirements. We ate as a family once a week. So you all had to be home on whatever day it was, because you're only going to maybe get them once. But what are your goals? To have a better family, to have better relationships. Maybe you want better friends. So maybe you need to go to the movies weekly with your friends. What are they? In your personal development, I want to give you an attaboy for that, because you're on here today and you're doing it. But what are some of the places you want to grow? Do you want to become a better mom? I just took on a brand new, awesome role of being a grandma, but I have no idea what I'm doing, because it's 3.5, almost 4 months into trying to do this. But maybe I need to read some books on how do I be a great mother-in-law and a great grandma, and how do I be the best version? But what are those? So maybe write out some of your goals. And of course, you guys could ask me. And you know what? At the bottom of my handout, I have given you a survey that you could fill out. And if you fill out the survey, you get a free 1-hour consultation with me, because I'd love to meet with you and help you get started. Just let me know. And all my contact is down below. And I'm really, really happy that you're here. And I hope today you get a lot of takeaways. I will turn this back over to Terry Ann Porter.